Hi, I'm Charles Cox, founder of Forgency. We're a game studio that's committed to building big fun from small pieces. Our next big game is called Habitat. It's an orbital strategy game about building space stations from space junk. It'll be released this Christmas on PC, Mac, Linux, and Xbox One. Habitat is a game about saving humanity by building this space station in orbit. You see the Earth, you see the sea of space junk floating around it. You pick a piece of junk that looks interesting to you. There's a subway car next to a rocket. You can put those two things together, and now, when you have two or more objects welded together, that is a habitat. You can move them, you can fly them around if you have rockets on them, and when the first citizens arrive, you can have your people live in them. But living in space is dangerous. You're going to have to manage the crises that happen on board these floating cities that you've created. Finally, you're not the only habitat out there. And there's another group that's decided to do the same thing you're doing. And they decided they don't like you very much. So you're going to have to take these cities that you've built and you're going to have to start to fight with them. The mixture of exploring and building and fighting in that physics arena in a setting we haven't seen before, that's what makes Habitat different. I've always been a huge fan of aerospace technology. I come from an aerospace family. I've gone to space camp. I met people who were like me, people who were total geeks about space. They had the orbital trainers, they had the mission simulations, they had all the tests and all of the flight planning that goes into being an astronaut. You got to talk with real professionals. I've never felt the kind of energy before that I got to feel with other kids like me at space camp, and I think about it a lot, and there's a lot in there that influences Habitat to this day. My own personal career started at Sierra Studios in 2001. I worked on SWAT 3. I left to work on the Counter-Strike port for Xbox, Unreal Championship 2, Phantom Dust. I actually worked on Microsoft's XNA, an indie games initiative, as a developer educator. I moved into teaching people how to make video games. After that, I moved to Zipper Interactive, which was Sony's first-party studio. I worked on SOCOM 4, and then back to Microsoft to help launch the new Xbox One. In 2013, I talked with my friends, I talked with my wife Alicia, and I had to ask myself, after 10 years in the video game industry, what is it I'm the most proud of? And I realized that this idea that I had for Habitat was already far and away, not even done, the most proud I've ever been. I knew that I had the idea that I was ready to throw it all away and sacrifice it all for. The time is right for Habitat because that really rich area where the excitement and the interest mix is still in PC games, PC, Mac, Linux. They're undergoing a renaissance. For me and for a lot of people like me, we're getting that magical feeling back. It's infectious. I want to contribute. When you have a story to tell, or when you have something that has to be made, it won't leave you alone. There's also an aspect to Habitat that speaks to where we are and where we're going as a species, the challenges that are right over the horizon for us. And in as much as games tell stories, I want to tell the story of Habitat because it helps answer some of those questions. Habitat is a scenario, it's a future that could be. What challenges could we face and what could we create if we had to leave what we know behind? That's a different kind of game, and that's what Habitat's going to be. I want you to give Habitat a try. You're going to find something there that makes you laugh. You're going to find something that keeps you coming back. Habitat is the next big game from Forgency, and we're committed to doing it right, to building an amazing experience, and we want you to be a part of it. So please, share our story. Tell your friends. Find us on Facebook or Twitter, or on Habitat's official website, jointhe509th.com. And if this is a game that you want to play, if you believe, as we believe, that this is a game that needs to be made, I hope you'll consider backing this game and being a part of our commitment to big fun. Habitat by Forgency. Thank you.